Dear, fill in the blank. It's an actual gap. Dear blank, I don't know how to address you. Dear bone sister, dear blood sister, dear savior, substitute, dear one who is not precisely dear, dear you who is not a presence, yet not an absence. You're my donor, female, 2 years younger. You fill in the gaps of me, but stayed in empty space yourself. Dear donor, I've never wanted to meet you. Nobody ever believed me when I said that out loud. Not the nurses, not my doctor, not my family. Maybe writing it down will make it acceptable to others. I've never wanted to meet you. I still don't. Despite what they all warned, I haven't regretted it. I guess I never believed their words the same way they never believed mine. Dear unignorable truth, there couldn't be a me without you. That's hard to handle, so I tried to erase you, credited myself, medicine, time for my recovery, which is as true as it is untrue. The bigger mass needed to be overcome. The smaller portion of us was strong. I guess I'm finally tired of feeling piecemeal. What now? There's this, you and me and a blank page. I have all of these poems and poison to expunge. Dear far one, how should we measure distance? You're in every bone of me, hip and femur and pinky toe, nasal bridge, inner ear. But you're not here either. How can we be both intimate and distant at once? You're in that life of yours with no more notion of who I am than I have of you. How can we be any further apart than unknowing? Look, I just cut our nails. Why does the thumb grow thicker and faster than the rest? I always thought that was my mother's thumb, my mother's genes at work. I see her hands now and wonder what yours look like. Dear blood sister, I'm AB positive now. Your influence. I go to name my old self. Fumble for the new facets of how I exist. Sometimes I still call myself blonde, though for once, the change is not your fault. Nor are the curls. I have learned to love this new hair. Why do I struggle to love what you've done for me, sister? Has the poison in my bones and the chemo and radiation twisted my heart as well as my follicles? Has everything I would cite as my own burnt away? Dear bone sister, the doctor said GBH was me and you fighting. You already dominant, fighting to take over. You fighting to cast me out. It's good she's so strong, he told me with a smile. Your white cells continue to attack everything me, everything unwanted, targeted. Your marrow grows. You defend aggressively against what's malignant. You purge. You replace. Dear sister, I am tired. I don't want to fight anymore. Please, my sister, I submit. I submit. Dear bone sister, maybe a sister is what I needed. I never had a sibling, and once I got over that longing, was glad because I knew I could never protect them from pain. I never once imagined a sibling that would step in to save me. Maybe it was because you have a sister or sisters of your own. Maybe you always had someone to play with, or maybe you resented their presence. Maybe you fought horribly. Maybe you were loyal despite it all. Maybe you haven't spoken in years, even while you think about them too often for comfort. I know that pain touches everyone, even you, and I'm somehow troubled by that. Has all my jealousy simply been like I'm living like a sister? Is this the story of how we were built? A young girl got sick. A young girl gave up part of herself to get well. A young girl gave up part of herself as a cure. Bone traveled, bone became. The young girls were one and the same, except they weren't. The young girls were twins, except they weren't. Sisters, except. Oh, sister, what has become of us? What is the product of our bone and blood?